Ooh, December 1st, 1995, going back to 1995 tonight for Randy B. You know, we were recently talking SPAC 95. There was a few, not many, but a few similarities between that show and tonight's show. Well, not tonight's show that took place in 1995, but, and look at this, I'm usually talking about a strong trio of songs, and tonight, we got that and then beyond. I mean, look, bouncing around the room, is that your down point? You got Billy Breathes, Dog-Faced Boy, maybe just to cool it off a little bit. But, look, Maze, obviously that's a great way to start a show. You're just burning the place up, getting everybody going. A 95 theme from the bottom, too. A song that, in recent Phish history, I think is one of their stronger songs in the first set. So you start out with that, boom, boom, and then NICU, Sloth, back to back, the same combo we got the other night. I'd look too to think, okay, well maybe that was a 95 thing. Not actually, really. Didn't happen a lot. A lot of Stash, even some Tweezers in there, maybe even a Slave or something after NICU. And then maybe a Simple, a lot of songs except for Sloth. That was the only time it happened. The two shows we happened to go with this week. And then we get our riff in here. Maybe almost like a token riff at certain points. Doesn't matter. Overall, it's a really good first set. I know this is really what we're all here for. This is one that we've all heard. We know the show mostly because of the YEM, And then we get down to Free, much, again, kind of like the other, maybe not as awesome as the Free from the other night with Following the Down with Disease, but this one again, Trey jumping over to percussion and getting a little science fiction-y sounding on the jam there. Didn't run too deep. But maybe the highlight of the first set, these two right here starting out was pretty great too as well. And then, but that didn't go too long. And then Billy Breeze, Dog-Faced Boy, cooling off, taking a little bit of a break, giving the champs in the crowd the chance to go to the bathroom before set break. And then Chalk Dust Torture, blazing out, ending the first set with a strong Chalk Dust. And, look, we would just kill for like a Billy Breeze, Dog-Faced Boy to kind of be the down moment, sort of bathroomish songs. Nobody's rolling out on a Billy and a Dog-Faced Boy, though, now. Especially after the Trey movie a few years ago. Billy Breeze really moved up, in my mind, anyhow. All right, so then we start out with a little Timber Jerry here, starting the second set. Maybe not as blazing in the first set. Follow that up with a Wilson. They included a Beavis and Butthead doll, maybe the second most infamous song from this show. And, maybe the... maybe let's see. I already forget what Beavis was saying. It seemed like the little doll you pull the string, saying it over and over again. This sucks or something. I don't even remember Jackass. I don't know. It was funny. I was cracking up as it was happening. Then we get a quick trip into Gumbo before this monster, and wow, probably the reason myself and many others are like, if it had to come down to one song, what's their best song ever? It's possibly this one. Overall, it's probably YEM. And just many others came before and after it, and then there was almost like a two parts to this one. Really, it followed the structure of a normal YEM for the most part. Once they jumped off the Tramps, though, that part right after the Tramp jam, oh my God, the Trey keeping the humor going, the Trey solo, the silent solo, really, just going full Pete Townsend and everything else involved with that one. Pretty much every air guitar trick in the book Trey pulled out for that one in this YEM. Mike had his moments at that too. I think maybe after the Trey started to go into a little bit of a shaft at some point. So it started out, with we're kind of real quiet at the beginning. We get into YEM, they get into the Tramp jam. Everything's going nice. It's just a cool YEM at this point. And then the jam from that point. Fishman was just so steady too. Throughout, Page laying something down just sounded, that might have been during the, that was actually during the Free jam. What am I talking about here? It might have happened again later on in YEM, because Trey does jump back onto percussion here. Yeah, it was. Probably both. Page is kind of the man. And while Page, or Trey's on percussion, Page is just going crazy. Mike had his moment, which is normally the placement for Mike's solo there. Trey never really had his total, like, okay, I'm taking over, I'm the star of the band here moment. At that point, man, just the whole band was killing the jam. I'm a little out of order here, You're out of order, I'll show you out of order. So at some point we do, after the silent solo from Trey, we get back into yet another vocal jam. I feel like this one probably did not clock 5 minutes like some of the recent ones did. And you would think after this, 30 plus minute YEM where and there wasn't much downtime, even what should have been the downtime. Trey was absolutely losing his mind. You know, behind the head, between the legs, the windmill, the jumping, kicking himself in the butt with his heels. I mean, it was unbelievable, really. I'd like to see that transcribed. You know, I couldn't. It was the video's fuzzy. At one point, the old VHS tracking showed up on the screen. That was quite amazing. So we calmed down for Lawn Boy and then Slave to the Traffic Light. Like I said, you would think they were done with that. They pretty much were done after that. You know, we got a lot here. This was more than enough. And then the Slave to the Traffic Light, you know, a 5-star slave. Then we get into, okay, a Crossroads classic cover that we don't get a lot here. Sweet Adeline and Loving Cup. So maybe the slave was it. They were like, we are absolutely finished, man. It is December of 95. So, you know, boom, 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 kind of ending it that way. This was maybe the unofficial end. That was great too. I think the part post Tramps Jam. Once again, do I ever take a breath during these things? I feel like I'm out of breath 5 or 6 minutes in. Free, Billy Breeze, F Zappa 20 does not breathe. Dog Faced Boy, barely getting some red, but you know, it deserves more. Chalk Dust, just ripping. You know, let's recap the recap here. Gumbo. I felt like, you know, and really we had a decent looking whiteboard going here, Randy, but I feel like I kind of blew it down. I wanted to make space, make the YEM really stand out, and it kind of messed up everything, you know. The NICU, the all 4 caps, you know, I don't know. I feel like the other night on the SPAC whiteboard it was better. Still got our spermy looking E's though. People seem to like that. All right, guys, look at that. Let's take a look. Sorry. I was playing with fire this whole time. We got 2 cats in here. This was amazing. We pulled it off. We got Cat A, Miles, a.k.a. Floppy Jalopy. And then we got the real star of the show, Rose 20. Look at her. She was behaving, too. She was, like, trying to get out. But for the most part, she was being quiet. Oh, I'm going to get that belly. We'll get some butthole. A little butthole action, maybe. We'll get that belly. Been getting bellies all day. And this video comes to you mostly with a sad heart. Mary and I are big fans of Francis Ngannou. Spoiler alert. It didn't go well. Boom, we're out of here. Sorry, seriously, legit, if that spoiled it for you. I mean, how many people of you even know or care who Francis Ngannou is? But in the small chance that I just spoiled it for you, it was brutal. Don't watch if you love Francis. Boom, we're out of here. Randy B, you got a whiteboard, a recap, and a cat's butthole. That's a pretty good video, I'd say. On to the next one. They're starting to stack up here.